I promised you Berlin, Joseph. Did you doubt me?
If I did, I would kill you.
How better to show you my love and to give you a city for your birthday.
I could think of a few possibilities. Yeah. What?
Some things you are not cleared to see. Come, we are late for the briefing.
What is so important you interrupt a private briefing, Gradenko? Oh, you waste our time with magic shows?
This is Elba Island. Reconnaissance detected an Allied transport landing. Our agents went there, saw this, shot the videotape, and then nothing. It hadn't moved. We would have caught them. It simply disappeared.
Show me again. It's impossible. Whole units. I must know what can do this, Nadia. If it is a weapon, I must have it.
It could prove a formidable companion to our Iron Curtain project.
Iron Curtain?
You don't need to know about this, Comrade Kukov. Do we control Elba Island?
The area's resistance continues to offer the Allies support, but we have been dealing with these...
No excuses, comrade. We need that island. No, Gradenko. You stay. Send the captain to handle this.
Use our subs to keep more Allied units from landing and eliminate our enemies from the island.
Unit lost. Our base is
Awaiting
under attack.
coordinative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Preparing. Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction
Reporting. Affirmative.
options.
Of course.
Reinforcements have arrived. Prepare.
Report, yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Acknowledged. Affirmative. At once. Very well.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Ready and waiting.
Building.
Reporting. Reporting. Agreed.
Unit lost.
Very well. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Waiting
Insufficient
order.
funds.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Waiting order.
Construction complete. New construction options. Low power. Building. On hold. Cancelled. Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New
Yes, sir.
construction
Affirmative.
options.
Report acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Waiting for acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative.
Repairing. Low power. Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New construction
Vehicle
options.
reporting.
Our base is under
Yes, sir.
attack.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting.
Building.
Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Unit
Very
lost.
well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Very well. Yes, sir.
Unit
At once.
lost.
Very well.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Ready and waiting.
Insufficient funds.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Waiting order.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Insufficient funds.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds. Repairing. Unit repaired. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Comrade.
Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Repairing. Unit ready. Building. Unit repaired. Unit ready. Building. Repairing. Unit repaired. Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Reporting.
Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting.
Repairing. Unit repaired. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Awaiting orders.
Repairing.
Report acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
yes, sir.
prepared.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Yes, sir.
funds.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Vehicle acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building. Repairing.
Waiting
Insufficient
order. Yes, sir.
funds.
Affirmative.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
repaired. Repairing. Unit repaired.
Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Yes,
funds.
sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
repaired.
Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Reporting.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Comrade. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Our base is under
Affirmative.
attack.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Repairing. On hold. Cancel. Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
repaired.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
On
Affirmative.
hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir.
Repairing. Repairing.
Comrade. Yes, sir.
Unit repaired. Repairing. Unit
Reporting.
repaired.
Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit repaired. Repairing.
Vehicle
Unit
report.
repaired.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting.
Building. Unit repaired.
Report affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Report acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
On hold.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Cancel.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting
Unit
orders.
prepared.
Acknowledged. Vehicle reported. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit prepared.
Vehicle reporting.
Preparing.
Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting.
Unit prepared.
Reporting.
Building. Unit lost. Unit
Vehicle
prepared.
reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit prepared.
Acknowledged.
Preparing. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Awaiting orders.
Unit prepared. Preparing. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Unit prepared. On hold. Cancelled. Preparing. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative.
Preparing. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit prepared. Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged. Waiting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
On hold.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Cancel.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yeah?
Unit lost.
Reporting. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building. Insufficient funds. On hold. Cancelled. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative.
Yeah, okay.
Reporting. At once. Very well. At once. Ready and waiting. At once. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. At once.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Of course. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost. Naval unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting
Yes, sir.
order. Acknowledged. Comrade,
Yes, sir.
waiting order.
Unit ready.
Yes,
Building.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Building. Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Lost.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Reporting.
funds. Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Report
Acknowledged.
Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. On hold.
Yes, sir.
Cancel.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Ready and
Agreed.
waiting.
Very well. At once.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Vehicle report. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Report. Affirmative. 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 Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Report. Affirmative.
Unit
Comrade,
ready.
affirmative. Ready and waiting.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Waiting. Affirmative. 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 Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Comrade, acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silos
Acknowledged.
needed.
Acknowledged.
Silos needed. Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade, acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Report.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Vehicle affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Comrade, acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Waiting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Awaiting
Acknowledged.
orders.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit lost. Naval unit lost. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Vehicle affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Vehicle acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Mission accomplished.